in, may I just ask, I just went over to participants. Do we have our membership mostly present?
Yeah.
I can't see. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Luz, give me 1 second. Let me grab something. Okay. All right. All right. You ready?
Ready to go.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, members of the Education Committee and members of the public. We are going to convene the meeting of the Education Committee very shortly. But before we begin, I will ask if my co-chair would like to.
Okay, I saw you cut off there for a second, but anyway, good morning, everyone. I'm looking forward to having a quick discussion this morning on some of these bills. I know there'll be some questions on a couple of them, but you know, and we'll have the answers hopefully, and we can move forward. Looking forward to this first committee meeting, and maybe we'll have another two after this, and then move on to the House floor and the Senate floor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Representative Sanchez. I'm also going to ask my ranking members, Senator Bertho, and then Representative McCarthy.
Good morning to my co-chairs. Always a pleasure to see you, and to my ranking member. Just as a point of reference that we always make, I think this will be a fast meeting today. Representative Sanchez, as you spoke to, I know that some members of the Republican caucus may have some questions and concerns, and may vote no on moving bills forward more as a flag than a lack of support. As you spoke to a moment ago, Representative Sanchez, they may have some questions that we may or may not be able to get answered today, but a no vote does not necessarily indicate a lack of support for a bill. Just want to be on record with that today for some of my my colleagues, and I'll yield to my co-ranking member, Representative McCarty. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Representative McCarty. And Luz, I'm going to say my internet is coming in and out. So if I lose you for a second, Bobby, at least just pick up and move forward. I'm trying to get it also with my other phone right now, Luz. So if you let me in, there you go. You just did it. Great job. Thank you. Representative McCarty.
Yes, good morning, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. I too would just like to say I'm very pleased to be here at our very first JF meeting today, and I hope that we have a great meeting and that we get through these bills. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And again, yes, this Monday is our first JFS meeting. I'm excited about getting things done. This is a very collaborative committee. So this is our opportunity to show everyone in 2021 how we do our business. So with that being said, I'd like to move on to our agenda. The first item I would like to ask for a motion to JF or /JFS bill number SB 945.
Second.
Okay. There's motion is moved and properly second. Any discussion?
Yeah.
Could you just repeat the motion? You called for a joint favorable or a joint favorable substitute. It's got to be one or the other.
Okay, I'm sorry. So we have SB 945, a JF, to the floor.
Move.
Any questions? Any discussion on Senate Bill 945?
I don't see any hands raised.
Okay. Is this?
Oh, wait, we have Representative McCarty.
Representative McCarty, you have the floor, please.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I just may like to point out it always takes just a few seconds to get your hand raised, so I appreciate a little bit of time. No, I just have a very quick comment. I really appreciate the Department of Education and all of their recommendations going forward. I think particularly the bilingual teacher certification is a very good addition. And I'd like to also point out how pleased we all are. I know that from the working over the last couple of years to look at providing our special ed students access to the tech ed schools by removing the statute. And that was prohibiting some of our students from entry into the tech schools. And I know we all work very hard, and I really appreciate the Department of Education working with the tech ed schools. So thank you for the privilege to just make those few comments. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
No problem. Anyone else have a?
If I'm sorry to interrupt you, I may suggest that we start a consent calendar and to move this particular item to the consent, if that's all right. If there are no other comments.
Any other comments before we move forward? And I also I like to thank the SDE for putting the bill together. There's a lot of good things in here, a lot of small things we have to clean up. And again, I'll echo what Representative McCarty said about the special education piece. I think we got a pretty good plan here. If there's no objections, oh, I'm sorry, did someone else want to speak?
No, I just wanted to see if there's, you just started it. There are no objections to a consent calendar.
Right, that's exactly what I was gonna say. If there's no objection to consent, then we'd like to begin one and add SB 945 to the consent calendar. There's a motion to add 945 to the consent calendar. Can I get it? I believe I don't need a second.
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Next, we have House Bill.
Doug, I think we lost your, are you muted?
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Okay. Yes, we have House Bill 6534, an act concerning emergency action plans for interscholastic and intramural athletic events. We have JF to the floor.
So moved.
Second.
It was properly moved and second. Any discussion?
Senator McCory, can I just ask a repeat on who did the motion and who seconded, please?
Okay.
It was moved by Senator Berthel and second by Representative Nolan. So I guess moving forward, if we second a motion or if we move, make sure we just say our names so that the clerk can record that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any discussion on House Bill 6534, an act concerning emergency action plans for interscholastic and intramural athletic events?
Representative McCarty.
Representative McCarty.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I would just like to make a quick comment that I do believe that this is a very necessary plan, an excellent proposal to have emergency action plans prepared and ready in our school districts. I know there was some discussion. I just would like to allay any fears that we believe that this is not a difficult mandate on our school districts and that it can be done with very little cost and online. So I just wanted to add those comments. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
And thank you. Any other questions? I'll align again with Representative McCarty. It's very important that we have accessibility at all our events, making sure the proper organizations are there and we have proper plans in place to make sure our children are safe. I think this is a great piece of legislation we should move forward with. Any other conversations or concerns about House Bill 6534?
I don't see any hands. I wonder if we can entertain this one for consent calendar.
Haynes, so moved.
There's no motion on the floor to add 6534 to the consent calendar. I think
Representative McCarty, I know you have your hand raised.
No, I was just going to say the same thing and I'll second that motion. Thank you.
Okay, so it was properly moved. I believe that was Representative Haynes who properly moved and was properly seconded by Representative McCarty. just for the record. Okay. Moving right along, our next piece of legislation is House Bill 6535, an act concerning issues related to school security. We have a JFS to approach.
So moved,
Moved.
Senator Berthel.
It was,
Candelaria.
it was moved by Senator Berthel and second by Nolan. Any discussion? Bobby, let me know when the hands go up. I would just add, guys, I want you to understand that this is a study. It's not a piece of legislation that we're gonna move forward to determine whether we have SROs in our schools or not. This is a study that's going to take place so that those who are involved, those who are at the scene, who are closest to the issues involving SROs in schools will come together and come back to us with some recommendations on how we should move forward as a committee. I would just add my 2 cents in before everyone begin. As a 30-year educator, and the last 12 or 13 of them being an administrator in a school system, I have seen how SROs can work very, very, very well in some school systems, and then I can see how they have not done such the best job or have not been used in the right capacity. A lot of it, in my opinion, is dependent upon the MIU, the memorandum of understanding that those school districts had with their SRO officers. Again, this is not, we're not making decisions for whether they come in our schools or come out. The reality is SROs work well for some school districts, and all of them need the right policies in place, whether it is in a school district that is functioning very well or one that needs some support. So I just want to put that out there and listen to the rest of the members of this committee, and we properly move this piece of legislation forward so we can get the data that we need so we can make a decision when we come back next year. So I'm gonna leave. Those are my words. I don't think I have to add anything else at this point, but I will hear what my committee members have to say. So
thank you, Mr. Co-Chair. I just want to make a quick comment, and then we do have a couple of hands up, so we'll move right to that. I just wanted to say that you know, we had some discussions earlier with some of the members that would like to see students added to this task force, and I think that's a good idea, and I think that's something that we can talk about down the road. I'm just would like to see this come out of committee, and again, when it comes to the House floor or the Senate floor, we can make some amendments to add certain pieces to it, particularly students to the task force. The first hand I have up is Representative Cook.
Representative Cook, you have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you to both of our chairmen. I echo the sentiments of both of you all. We did have a robust conversation about this earlier. I think that we must put our students in the forefront of this conversation, that this is their home away from home. A lot of kids spend, you know, from 7 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night in a school building, whether it be for academics, athletics, music, you know, you fill in the blank. We need to ensure that they feel safe. And what does that look like to them, I think, is what is the most important. I think that we need to put them there and put the advocates to the second and put the students on the front end. I also think as we're moving forward, we look at this well-rounded, holistic approach that not only do we look at our SO officers and what trainings they might need and have a set of standards for them, but I also think that we need to figure out a way to have them work with not only our administrators, but our educators and figure out what the strategy for de-escalation is before you utilize an SRO officer. There should be no reason for a student to be feared that they can't go to school without being arrested, but there should also be no fear for a student to go into school because they're afraid of their other students. So I look forward to this conversation moving forward. I'm hesitant that we might be going into a bad path as far as removing them blanketly, but at the same time, I'm not apprehensive about having a conversation. I think it might bring a lot of things to light. So I will support this moving out of committee out of respect to the chair's recommendations, but I will only support this on the floor if we do have some of those changes in place to ensure that our students are on the forefront of this conversation. Thank you to both of our chairmen.
Thank you.
Representative Volinsky is next.
Representative Belinsky.
Thank you to the chairs. I will, out of deference and respect to the chairs, I will vote to move this to the floor. I don't think there's any secret within the committee of how I feel about SROs and my firsthand experience with them, as well as my communities. So I agree with Representative Cook very much, so that we moving forward, we need to understand how programs can work as opposed to how we fear they might work. And Newtown stands as a ready, willing, able partner to show the entire state of Connecticut and the country how it works, because our SROs do a heck of a lot more than deal with administrators. They are on the ground and they're dealing with our students, with our teachers, with our students' families, actually very much more than they deal with administrators. So we have the working model, and for any district that is suffering through the malpractice of exposing youth to possible arrest, that's something that does need to be fixed, because this is a program that's a community building program. It's a social emotional building program. We here in Newtown are perhaps the best example in the country of how the community and its public safety officials and its educational officials and its children can support one another. So again, if it comes to the floor and it contains any broad stroked revisions that apply a broad brush to all educational systems in the state of Connecticut, I will be very disappointed. But if we keep this conversation healthy and positive, I think what we'll get in return will be overwhelmingly positive. So thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and Mr. Chairman, and to my ranking members. Thank you also for your advocacy and your hard work on this. It's a very important issue.
Thank you. Thank you for your commentary.
Representative Nolan.
Representative Nolan.
Thank you to the chairs, and good morning, everyone. As we know, this is a serious issue that we're dealing with in the state of Connecticut, especially when it comes to the arrest of Black and Brown students. The data proves it. The data shows it. They are arrested in incredible numbers, and that is a concern to a lot of people. We have some very, very good school resource officers in the state of Connecticut, but we also have those that are the cause of those numbers being extremely too high. I'm so happy that colleagues are deciding to send this to a task force so that they can come back with a recommendation. And I hope in that recommendation, it either shows a couple of things. If it is decided to remove the school resource officer, then I hope that they also plan on recommending to add the staffing that is going to be necessary to take up from that officer who has several hats that he or she has to wear in that position. And secondly, if the school officer is to continue in the schools, that there be a broad brush of training added so that officer can do his job the correct way. And where we can see the numbers of Black and Brown students fall versus increase. That is a serious thing. I think it is a big problem in the state of Connecticut. But I think the right training can fix it, and it should not be just a training where there's a few hours in a week for an officer to go through. I think it should be a college course added to that person's career, and it should correct it. And if not, then I think it might be the removal of the school officer. But I think those are the only two paths and the only ways that we can go with this. So thank you to the chairs. I look forward to pushing this through with everybody else.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative Nolan, and thank you for your service and your experience as being a SRO in a school. You have that experience that we need. We need to definitely hear your voice. And again, I'll reiterate, I've worked in a school system where I honestly believe that SROs were not being served appropriately. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that they were not properly trained and things were not done properly in advance. But again, the recommendations from this task force, we will peruse through them, actually take a deeper dive and find out what's the best way as we move forward. Because like I said, these SRO officers can be so value to our school districts. And also, on the other hand, they can also bring trauma to students if they're not properly educated and properly taught the mechanisms and the systems that they need. With that being said, do we have anyone else up to speak?
Representative Napoli.
Representative Napoli, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And, you know, look, I mean, as a public high school teacher, I would have strong reservations about the removal of SROs. I have seen firsthand how a good SRO can really impact students and change their lives. But looking at this from a global context, you know, talking about restorative practices, de-escalation, you know, looking at the way teachers and administrators and law enforcement kind of comes together to tackle big issues is certainly warranted here. You know, look, it's been said here before in these meetings, the city of Waterbury 2 years ago had some problems, and they have taken proactive measures to rectify those. There's a new MOU with the Board of Education that's much more progressive and has lots of layers of intervention. There's certainly a movement in Waterbury now to call 211 before you call 911. So a lot of progress has been put in place. We've got the right superintendent and the right police chief to bring the community together. And, you know, overwhelmingly, the students and the parents of Waterbury, you know, just completed a survey where they all do not want to see their school resource officers taken out of the building. And again, Mr. Chairman, thank you for clarifying that this bill does not do that. Therefore, I will support it coming out of committee so the entire General Assembly can weigh in on it. And I thank you for at least letting us have this conversation.
Thank you.
Yes. Doug.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't know if we mentioned that there is substitute language, LCO 5040.
Oh,
For this bill, there's substitute language. It's a big echo.
yeah, we have substitute language, LCO 5040.
Yes. Right.
Okay. Do everybody on the committee have that language? Okay. Okay. Just for the record, we want to make sure we're reading from, I know it's raised bill 6535, but LCO number is 5040. Great. Anyone else?
Representative Kennedy.
Rep Kennedy.
Representative Kennedy, you have you're muted.
Can you hear her?
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, Senator McCrory and Representative Sanchez, co-chairs of this. I am looking at LCO number 5040. I will admit I'm not generally a huge fan of task force, but I think this task force has a lot of work cut out for them. Senator McCrory, you said it well. We have some very, very good SRO officers and maybe some that don't quite meet the standards. I am glad to see in LCO 5040 that we do have on this task force a school resource officer. And I think that will be vital. What I've seen with some of the school resource officers is sometimes for a student, it's a fatherly figure that they attach themselves to. So, and also to align to the same comments from Representative, oh my God, Napoli, sorry. I do believe I will definitely support this coming out of committee and hope that there's no additional changes to the way this is written right now under 5040. Thank you for the opportunity, Senator McCrory and Representative Sanchez. Thank you.
And I just want to make a quick comment to Representative Kennedy. The only change, well, that I anticipate is adding students to this task force. That will come onto the House floor and everyone will be notified.
And I think that's a wonderful addition to this task force. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Representative Beach is next.
You're on mute, Representative Beach.
All right, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Good morning, co-chairs. I just wanted to mention that I am in full support of the school resource officers. They have really been a part of our community, the schools community here in Berlin in particular, and a true asset to helping things work properly. Additionally, I'd like to say that, like all of us, additional education and classes, if you will, are also important, and we all can learn daily. So I am an advocate of that as well. I do think, like Representative Kennedy did mention, that it would be important if we were to move forward with this task force, that resource officers, school resource officers are included with that committee and that task force. They have a lot to bring to that table. And certainly they are father figures to some of the kids. There's no question, mother figures, father figures, whatever the case may be. And I hope that if this does move to conversation, that it's not going to be anything like, let's get rid of our school resource officers, because I completely disagree with that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bobby.
Representative Comey.
Thank you very much. I would just want to mention that I really like how the committee has been filled out with the new version here. And then my only other comment, and I would hope that it would be considered, is that we look at adding some sort of school social worker or school psychologist to inform the mental health wellness issues regarding some of these things in the background, because I think that they have a very unique perspective on in a clinical way that will inform any of the work that needs to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, Representative McCarty.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So I wanted to wait to allow opportunity for all the committee members to express themselves, but at this time I would like to recognize the leadership of the Education Committee for really supporting the idea of a task force going forward to look at the role of our school resource officers. And as we've heard this morning, there's quite a bit of disparity throughout the state. And you've heard that in so many districts, the SROs are so beloved. I know in my own family, and I said this, I have to compete for the affection of the school resource officers. That's how much they are really admired and respected in the community. But I also understand in some districts that we have a high number of students that have been expelled or suspended, and we want to look at that. So I'm very appreciative to the leadership for allowing this task force to go forward. And at some point that we have a better understanding throughout our state. But by all means, I would hope in the end that we would allow for local school control and flexibility within our districts, even after we've received the task force recommendations. I'd also like to point out, I think there was a great effort to bring balance to the task force. So I'm very also recognizing those efforts. And I agree with you, Representative Sanchez, as we go forward, let's look to see if there isn't a place on the task force for students' voice. So I just want to again thank the leadership rather than looking at a proposal to remove school resource officers. I think this is a compromise that we look at through a task force, find out how we can correct in perhaps those districts where the role is not working quite as well, but preserve those resource officers in the districts where they're so well respected. So thank you. And I did not hear any objection today, so I'm not quite sure on this particular piece whether we were going to have a roll call vote or whether it would go to consent. I'm not, because I did not hear any objection at this point.
Okay,
So-
well, I'll put it out there. Are you recommending that we place this on consent, Representative McCarty?
Well, I had thought we were going to hear there were some individuals that had hesitancy and reservation, but at this point, I'm not quite sure. I did not hear anything this morning. That's why I wanted to know if our membership, if we had our complete membership here at this hearing this morning.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
So I think we may be missing some of our members to other meetings that are overlapping on this. So I would ask for a roll call vote on this bill if we could at this time, just to preserve the option for those who might not, who wanted to say something and who couldn't, to be able to express themselves again, possibly through a no vote today. So thank you.
So
You took that right from me, Senator.
Thanks, Bobby.
I was ready to say
Intelligent minds
something.
think alike, right?
Okay, so we can do a roll call.
Do we have any more hands, Bobby? Representative?
No more hands up.
So there's
If I-
go ahead.
No, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to also thank Senator Berthel. That's what I was trying to determine, whether all of our members were present, because we did hear there were some members that were somewhat hesitant on the task force. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
What we'll do, we will have a roll call vote for raise bill 6535, LCO number 5040. There's a motion on the floor for a roll call vote.
And that was a JFS to the floor.
Right. Okay.
Madam Clerk?
Madam Clerk, can you call the roll?
Oh, no, Rep Sanchez, there was a JFS to approach.
To approach.
Oh, I'm sorry, to approach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. House Bill number 6535, an act concerning issues relating to school security, JFS to approach, LCO 5040. Can I ask everyone to mute? And as I call you, please turn on your cameras. Representative Sanchez.
Representative Sanchez, yes.
Representative Sanchez votes yes. Senator McCrory.
Senator Mavori votes yes.
Senator McCrory votes yes. Representative McCarty.
Representative McCarty votes yes.
Representative McCarty votes yes. Senator Berthel.
Good morning, Madam Clerk. Senator Berthel votes yes.
Good morning. Senator Berthel votes yes. Representative Berry.
Representative Berry votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Berry votes yes. Senator Abrams.
Senator Darty Abrams votes yes.
Thank you. Senator Doherty Abrams votes yes. Representative Valinsky.
Thank you. Representative Belinsky votes with eyes wide open, yes.
Thank you. Representative Belinkie votes yes. Representative Callahan.
Representative Callahan votes yes.
Representative Callahan votes yes. Representative Candelaria.
Representative Candelaria votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Candelaria votes yes. Representative Carney.
Representative Carney votes yes.
Representative Carney votes yes. Senator Champagne.
Senator Champagne votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Champagne votes yes. Representative Comey.
Representative Comey votes yes.
Representative Comey votes yes. Thank you. Representative Cook.
Representative Cook votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Cook votes yes. Representative Curry.
Representative Curry votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Curry votes yes. Representative Devlin.
Representative Devlin votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Devlin votes yes. Representative Exum.
Representative Exum votes yes.
Good morning. Representative Exum votes yes. Representative Fiorello. Representative Fiorello. Senator Flexer.
Senator Flexer votes yes.
Thank you. Senator Flexer votes yes. Representative Jenga.
Representative Jenga votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Jenga votes yes. Representative Gibson.
Representative Gibson votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Gibson votes yes. Representative Haynes.
Representative Haynes votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Haynes votes yes. Representative Harding.
Representative Harding votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Harding votes yes. Representative Johnson.
Representative Johnson votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Johnson votes yes. Representative Kennedy.
Representative Kennedy votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Kennedy votes yes. Senator Kushner. Senator Kushner. Representative Leeper.
Representative Leeper votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Leeper votes yes. Representative McGee.
Rep. McGee votes yes.
Thank you. Representative McGee votes yes. Representative Napoli.
Representative Napoli votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Napoli votes yes. Representative Nolan.
Representative Nolan votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Nolan votes yes. Representative Parker.
Representative Parker votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Parker votes yes. Representative Pettit.
Representative Pettit votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Pettit votes yes. Representative Manny Sanchez. Representative Manny Sanchez. Representative Smith. Frank Smith.
Representative Frank Smith votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Frank Smith votes yes. Representative Veach.
Representative Veach votes yes.
Thank you, Representative Veach. Representative Welander.
Representative Welander votes yes.
Thank you, Representative Welander votes yes. Senator Winfield. Senator Winfield. And Senator Miller.
Senator Miller votes yes.
Senator Miller votes yes. And I just seen Representative Fiorello jump on. I'm gonna just go back. Representative Fiorello?
Yes, thank you, Luz. I apologize jumping between meetings, but I also vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Fiorello votes yes.
Madam Clerk, you seem to have skipped me during the roll.
I apologize. Hi, good morning, Representative Felipe.
Representative Felipe votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Felipe votes yes.
And I just wanted to remind people that there are other legislators and senators at other meetings. They're going back and forth. So we'll be keeping these votes open at the end.
Yeah, Bobby, I forgot to mention that also. We're going to leave the votes open to 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
All right. Are we done, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So moving right along. Up next, we have House Bill 6558, raised bill and act concerning issues related to the provisions of early childhood education and services in Connecticut. We have the JFS to approach.
So moved.
Second, Nolan.
It been properly moved and by Representative Sanchez and seconded by Representative Nolan. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, can I just add the LCO number?
The LCO number for this particular bill, I'll give it to you 1 second. It is LCO 4276.
No, I think it's 5055.
Correct.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
5055. Oh, okay. Okay. Any discussion? Any discussion?
We
Seeing
have
none,
Representative Cook.
Representative Kirk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, I appreciate the changes that have been made with the new LCO. I'm still, it still weighs very heavy on my heart, listening to the testimony of multiple of our early childhood providers and their concerns about this piece of legislation. And I'm not sure that they've had the opportunity to see these changes. So for me, I will support the changes moving forward, but want to have the opportunity to reach out to all of those that were really in opposition of this piece of legislation, see if these changes have satisfied some of their concerns. And if not, continue to work on trying to figure out a way that we do have some satisfaction in their concerns. The last thing that we need to do is to fear our early childhood educators that we are doing something that will put them out of business or complicate their profession. But at the same time, I think that we also need to recognize that we must, and I can't say must loud enough with the largest capital letters, invest in their positions and pay them appropriately. Not a minimum wage, but beyond a living wage. They are the foundation of our educational systems, and we do not treat them that way. We do not pay them that way. So if we move this out of committee, which I understand that we should continue the conversation, I really hope that all of us walk away from here reaching out to our early childhood providers to ensure that the changes in this language has satisfied their concerns, or do we need to do more? Because at the end of the day, they again are our foundation to ensuring education gets off to the right foot for our youngsters, and we need to do that right. And we've waited long enough to pay them appropriately, and I believe that the fear is we are doing this instead of doing that. So, Mr. Chair, I see you nodding your head. I know that this is a huge facet of yours as it is of mine. So thank you for, again, hearing the stories and the testimony. But again, I don't know if this necessarily goes far enough to serve their concerns. So thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for your testimony. And again, I echo what you're saying. I learned a great deal about the industry from the testimony of a number of members, from a number of people from the public hearing. And we have a complicated problem here. We want our adults who are working with our children to get as much education beyond high school as possible, but you also don't want to just ruin a whole entire industry where people can actually get us started, get their foot in the door to get opportunities for employment at a beginning level. And eventually we will want them to move up and become workers in our school system or in other locations. But we do know there's a paradigm here where if we want those things to happen, we have to properly pay them for the work they do with our young people at a very early age. So this bill is trying to get to some of that. We know that it has a huge fiscal note because we're trying to backfill and help those young educators who are working with our youngest people by providing tax breaks and grant and loan forgiveness. Those are things we want to do because we want quality people go into this industry. We want people to go into this field, but we also want to make sure they're properly educated and there's a proper pathway with higher education that they're dealing with an issue in Connecticut that is unique to Connecticut and not unique to the surrounding states. So there's a complicated thing that we're dealing with here. My co-chair, who's been in this industry for a number of years, knows it back and forth, and that's why he's advocating so much and so hard to help those individuals that have been in this field. So again, I echo your concerns, Representative Cook. I agree with them. I would like to move this bill forward so we continue to have this conversation, discussion, so we can help this entire industry out. Because at the end of the day, they're dealing with our children at the very earliest age. And we all know education, quality education starts before a child actually hits kindergarten. So with that being said, any other questions from the members of the committee?
Thank you. Thank you, Senator McCrory. I just wanted to make a quick comment, and then I think we do have a hand raised. Absolutely, I agree with Representative Cook. We need to really focus on the compensation of these teachers. This is something that I've been talking about since 2011. And the industry and many teachers have been talking about this since the 1990s. So I think it's time, instead of continuing to talk about how we're going to make qualifications, change the qualifications or the requirements, we really need to start focusing on the compensating and giving these teachers a livable wage moving forward. And I'm more than willing to have these conversations once we get this bill out of committee into a vote, because it's so important. I have Representative Comey with her hand up.
Thank you very much, Sir Chairman. I also would just like to mention that I was appreciative after our public hearing and hearing all those comments that were made and the concerns that were raised, that we did make some changes to the makeup of the task force. I was pleased to open it up and see that there were actual folks that are providing care to on the task force, parents, and really small business owners, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about family care programs and as well. So I'm appreciative of the committee taking the feedback and bringing it back. And as I mentioned during the public hearing, I do think that it is a little bit backwards the way we're going about it. We do need to solve the pay compensation for early childhood teachers, because we don't want them to leave. And that is what's happening, is that they're looking for other opportunities in the school system. They get their degrees and they walk away, and they go to where they can earn more money and still work with children and do the job they love. So we want folks to stay with our earliest learners. They're such a, an important part of our educational system, and we can't forget them and the support that they need. And the compensation is a really important part of the conversation, and let's make sure that this task force also talks about that. Thank you very much. I'll be supporting this.
Thank you, and thank you for your comments.
We have Representative McCarty.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I too will be supportive of today's bill. I certainly, in the proposal, appreciate the effort that was done to help with the Care for Kids and expanding that to parents that may be continuing their education. So I think there's some very positive aspects to the bill, and also echoing what Representative Comey just said, looking at the task force. And I certainly recognize your leadership role in this, Representative Sanchez, and I think we all care about making sure that we have the right compensation, but that we do it with sensitivity so we understand what's happening in our early childhood care industry. So I think it's something that we really need to focus on. I think this bill is a step in the right direction, but I'm also hearing what Representative Cook said. So I think we need to continue the work. And if I may just have this liberty to say, I have said to the committee, when we have a proposal in front of us, we know this is going over to appropriations because we really don't understand at this point what we're talking about as far as costs are concerned, but that you can support a proposal if you believe it's in the best interest of our students and our childcare. So for those reasons, I am supportive today. Thank you for that opportunity.
Thank you. Representative Sanchez, we have anyone else?
No other hands up.
Okay. Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion that we place this item on the consent calendar.
Representative Cook seconds the motion.
Okay, it's been properly moved by Representative Cook. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Seconds.
I think that was Senator Berthel who seconded it. We're gonna move this item to consent. Finally, our final item up for action today is House Bill, I don't have it in front of me, Bobby, sorry. My last item, 6559. And the title is, 1 second. The title is an act implementing the recommendations of the Office of Early Childhood.
And that's a JFS to approach as well. Well, no, that's a JFS to the floor.
That is a JFF to the floor with LCO, LCO number 5038. JF to approach.
So move, Nolan.
Well, it's a JFS to the floor.
6559.
Yes.
JF to the floor. Okay. I thought it was going to approach, but if it's going to the floor, then we'll bring it right to the floor. All right. Can I get a motion?
So move, Nolan.
It was properly moved by Representative Nolan. Can I get a second?
Second, Candelaria.
It was properly moved and seconded by Representative Candelaria. Any discussion?
Senator Champagne has his hand up.
Senator Champagne.
Thank you. I'm going to have to make a comment on line 510 through 522. And that involves the members of the School Readiness Council. It removes the chief elected official as the designee for who runs the council. By doing that, this could create, the council runs very smoothly when you usually use a town employee to just kind of get things moving on that, or somebody else. And I just want to make sure these run smooth. But some of the other problems that I see with this is it says at least 25% of the membership of the School Readiness Council shall be parents of guardians of children eligible to attend a school readiness program. With the amount of volunteers that we're getting on a lot of these different boards and commissions, I just want to make sure that when we do this, that if we can't find 25% of the membership, instead of leaving those seats empty, that we can fill them with somebody, because it's very difficult filling a lot of these boards and commissions. And the other thing is compensated. That's brand new to this. That we're going to compensate people for being on this, the School Readiness Council now. Can somebody answer that?
I'm looking at the language. Council must document efforts and ensure racial, composition of council reflects at its own town. I don't know. I'm not reading it that way. But
I was going to say the same thing. Where are you saying where they're going to be compensated? I don't see in the bill where.
Line 518. That can be, such parents or guardians may, within appropriations, be compensated for any time and travel related to council meetings.
Oh.
Okay.
That sounds like more of a reimbursement for getting to council meetings and activities. Not as a paid position. I don't think that that's a paid position.
Well, they're getting money. They're getting some
Yeah.
sort of money now. I don't know. Is that brand new or is this something that was already there?
No, I think that was added because there were a number of parents having issues getting there because of whatever means of transportation. Some of these parents have to take also buses to get to these meetings. So, and it says within appropriations within whatever that council decides is it can compensate or not. I mean, so it doesn't definitely mean that they're going to do it. It's just if they have the means to do it, they would do it.
Okay. And what about the language on, at least 25% of the membership of the school readiness council shall be parents? When available, putting, shall or when available. I mean, what if we don't get the amount of volunteers for the 25%? And do we leave those seats open or do we try to fill them with somebody? And when we say leave them open, if we still can't find 25%, do we continue to reduce the number until we get to 25%?
That's a good question. But I'm looking at where it says include at least. So I'm thinking up to that 25%. So I'm thinking that if there's only like 15%, that's acceptable.
Because I read it a little different. Because it says at least 25% of the membership of the school readiness council shall be parents and guardians of children eligible to attend a school readiness program.
Okay.
I don't see. I'm not that well versed in the fact of what percentage of parents who are on the council is serve. Well, but that is a good question. Maybe we can look at it further. But I think needs to be representation. There has to be representation.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And I think the compensation is only to parents. But John, John, can you chime in if you want?
Yeah, Senator Champagne brought this question up, and so I reached out to OEC, and they said regarding the 25% parent involvement on the council, they said they would try to work with the councils to make sure that number is reached. And I responded and said that the language in the bill sounds like it's a mandate, like it's a floor you must reach. And then this was Maggie Adair, the liaison for OEC. She said she would bring the question back to the leadership team at OEC to consider it further. So that's as much information as I got this morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, unless we'll have opportunity to them report back to us, and there's something that we need to change in this piece of legislation as we move forward, then we have the opportunity to do that. But for the meantime, I'll ask that you guys support this.
Well, as written today, I can't support this. I just want to make sure that that council is a working council, and nothing in the law is going to interfere with it, because we have a very good council in the town that I live in. So like I said, I want to make sure it continues that way. They're a lot of help. Thank you.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say that some of these councils, these individuals are doing this work beyond their own other jobs. And I think that's where the compensation piece comes in for the parents. So I just wanted to say that.
Well, that doesn't concern me. It's the other parts. I just want to make sure that I'm able to fill that council. And I'll tell you, if I could get more than 25% parents, I would do that. But if the fact is, most of my volunteers, councils and everything else aren't filled, and we don't have the same volunteer groups that we had 30 years ago. So that's my concerns. Thank you.
Well noted. Representative Comey.
Oh, thank you. I was just going to chime in about, I do sit on my local school readiness council, and I think that some of the changes that they made are quite good, in that having the members elect the chairperson, that is not saying that it's giving the membership of the actual council a voice in that rather than having things come from the top down. I think that that's fantastic. And also, what I love about this is really talking about the expecting the council to document the diversity that they're expecting the council to have, and that the diversity that they're covering in that. I do tend to agree with Senator Champagne in that 25% can be a little steep, especially if you might be one of the smaller school readiness programs with maybe maybe if you're lucky, 20 slots. I mean, I know that when we started off, we had 8. If we had to find a pool of parents to join, to 25% to join the council from a pool of 8, that would have been really tough. So it sounds like that the OEC is ready and willing to work with councils, but I think it is important to add that we include some of those parents on the council to give them voice, and also, you know, we're giving them a great opportunity and their children a great opportunity, and I don't see anything wrong with expecting them to participate in the program, much like we would if we were a PTA or something like that. And then I believe that was all I was going to say about that bill. In that, I am happy about the home visiting systems that are including doulas into it, as well as incarcerated and homeless diversion program into the home visiting system that they're fleshing out. And it's a wonderful investment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Comey. And I just wanted to say, you know, the many years that I worked under the Head Start program, parent participation, it was crucial, particularly with the federal government, where you had to have a policy council, which was made up of parents and parent leaders. And at all your policy councils, you had to have enough parents to have a quorum and to hire and to terminate, you know, administrators or teachers to develop policies for that particular program. So parent participation is critical and crucial to, you know, moving forward. And I think that if we compensate to some point, you know, provide them some type of transportation stipend or whatever, it's going to go a long way to ensure that we have that 20, you know, reach that 25%. But that's just my opinion. Working in this field for many, many years, you know, we gave the parents something at the end, even if you provided them dinner, because remember, some of these parents were coming out from their jobs and going right into that Head Start Policy Council, and we would provide them dinner and provide their children childcare. So I think there's a way to go, but we can get this done. But that, I know, I just wanted to throw that out there. Representative Nolan, you have your hand up.
Yes, thank you to the chair. And I just want to comment, Representative Comey actually stated what I was going to state in regards to the diversity and the visits. I think that is definitely some important addition that is in there. I also wanted to talk on the 25%, which I think is extremely important, where it gives our parents and children an opportunity to have voice and be heard. And I think that it also kind of puts a responsibility on those in charge to try and make sure that they do fill those slots. And if any changes are made, maybe we can add that if there is a space, that there might be somebody within the district that can be the interim and use that word interim until they can find someone to fill that spot. Just so that there's no lag if that's something that's necessary. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. No.
Representative Comey for the second time.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Just quickly, I do have a question regarding who, in my school readiness council, we do not have a budget. We do not have any extra funds that don't go beyond, reimbursing the programs themselves. So to Senator Champagne's point, to reimburse folks for coming to the table, which would be a wonderful opportunity. I'm curious as to, let's take into consideration where that money is coming from, as our school readiness counselors all volunteer, and we do not have budgets. So in that sense, so for extra funding. So I would just, if there's a way to help the councils fill those slots that are be required, I would recommend that. Thank you.
And to your point, Representative Comey, I would imagine that if OEC put this in the bill, that they have some thoughts on how they're going to compensate some of these consuls. So, that's my hope. Representative McCarty.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. And if I just may make a few quick comments, I would like to recognize and thank the Office of Early Childhood for putting forward their recommendations. I think it makes some very nice improvements to the school readiness goals and also to the eligibility for financial assistance. The bill goes on to make some improvements to the background checks and offering, excuse me, some waivers to those that can't do the fingerprinting. And I'm particularly pleased to see that the commissioner is authorizing additional endorsements for the Birth to 3 program teacher certification. I think that's an excellent improvement. And then finally, just to comment for the benefit of the committee, I believe the only substitute language did deal with the exemption for the background check for prospective international youth camp employees that were coming from that already held visas, so that the bill allowed that exemption for the waiver in that regard. So just wanted to add those comments, and certainly appreciated the comments by Senator Champagne. But I think given that that this bill will probably call for a roll call vote. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Representative McCarty.
Thank you.
Any more hands, Representative Sanchez?
Nope, no more hands up.
Okay. So
This will be a roll call.
Yeah, we're going to ask for a roll call vote. Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
And Madam Clerk, and just a reminder, this is a JFS to the floor.
Correct, yes. House Bill number 6559, an act implementing the recommendations of the Office of Early Childhood, JFS, to the floor, LCO 5038. Representative Sanchez.
Representative Sanchez is a yes.
Representative Sanchez votes yes. Senator McCory.
Senator McCory votes yes.
Senator McCory votes yes. Representative McCarty.
Representative McCarty votes yes.
Representative McCarty votes yes. Senator Berthel.
Senator Berthel votes yes.
Senator Berthel votes yes. Representative Berry.
Representative Berry votes yes.
Representative Berry votes yes. Senator Darity Abrams.
Senator Darty Abrams votes yes.
Thank you. Senator Doherty Abrams votes yes. Representative Walensky. Representative Walensky. Representative Callahan.
Representative Callahan votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Callahan votes yes. Representative Candelaria.
Representative Candelaria votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Candelaria votes yes. Representative Carney.
Representative Carney votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Carney votes yes. Senator Champagne.
Senator Champagne votes no.
Thank you. Senator Champagne votes no. Representative Cook.
Representative Cook votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Cook votes yes. Representative Comey.
Representative Comey votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Comey votes yes. Representative Curry. Representative Devlin.
Representative Devlin votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Devlin votes yes. Representative Exum.
Representative Exum votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Exum votes yes. Representative Felipe.
Representative Felipe votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Felipe votes yes. Representative Friorello.
Representative Fiorello votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Friorello votes yes. Senator Flexer.
Senator Flexer votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Flexer votes yes. Representative Jenga.
Representative Jenga votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Jenga votes yes. Representative Gibson.
Representative Gibson votes yes.
Keeps getting pushed up. We would not need
Representative
Senator
Gibson, can you turn on the camera, please?
Yes, Representative Gibson votes yes.
Okay, I don't see your camera. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Representative Gibson votes yes. Representative Haynes.
Representative Haynes votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Haynes votes yes. Representative Harding.
Representative Harding votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Harding votes yes. Representative Johnson.
Representative Johnson votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Johnson votes yes. Representative Kennedy.
Representative Kennedy votes yes, flagging certain parts of language that are in the bill.
Thank you. Representative Kennedy votes yes. Senator Kushner. Senator Kushner. Representative Leeper.
Representative Leeper votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Leeper votes yes. Representative McGee.
Representative McGee votes yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Representative McGee votes yes. Representative Napoli.
Representative Napoli votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Napoli votes yes. Representative Nolan.
Representative Nolan votes yes.
Representative Nolan, can you turn on your camera? Thank you. Representative Nolan votes yes. Representative Parker. Representative Pettit.
Representative Pettit votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Manny Sanchez. Representative Frank Smith.
Representative Frank Smith votes yes.
Thank you, Representative Frank Smith. Representative Beach.
Representative Beach votes yes.
Thank you, Representative Beach votes yes. Representative Wellender.
Representative Welander votes yes.
Thank you, Representative Welander votes yes. Senator Winfield. Senator Miller.
Senator Miller votes yes.
Thank you, Senator Miller votes yes.
Madam Clerk, can you check and see if there are any other people on that may have come in after you called them?
I don't see any that have joined.
I see Representative Parker and I see Representative Sanchez.
Okay.
So
Representative Manny Sanchez.
you want to get,
Go ahead, Senator, sorry.
No, go
There
ahead.
you
I think
go.
she's looking for your vote.
Yep, Representative Manny Sanchez.
I vote yes.
Thank you. Representative Manny Sanchez votes yes.
And Representative Parker is also on.
Okay, thank you.
Votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Parker votes yes.
Thanks, Lou. Sorry about that.
Bobby, is anyone, Lou, is there anyone else that you did not get?
No, not that I can see.
Okay, so votes, I know there are some people probably missed prior votes. Again, I already announced that votes will remain open till 2 o'clock.
Senator, Mr. Chair, now you
Yeah.
have to vote on the consent calendar.
Okay. All right. There's a motion on the floor to vote on the consent calendar. Can I get a
So moved.
Second.
It was properly moved by, I think, Representative Sanchez and seconded by Representative Candelaria.
Candelaria, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, you want to call the roll?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take your time.
Okay. On consent, Senate Bill number 945, an act implementing the recommendations of the Department of Education, JF to the floor. House Bill number 6534, an act concerning emergency actions, plans for interscholastic and intramural athletic events, JF to the floor. And House Bill number 6558, an act concerning issues related to the provisions of early childhood education and services in Connecticut, JFS to the floor, LCO number 5055. Representative Sanchez.
Lose.
Yes.
Just real quick. That
That's
last
o-
one, House Bill 6558 is a JF to approach.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. JF to approach. My apologies. At LCO 5055. Representative Sanchez.
Representative Sanchez, yes.
Representative Sanchez votes yes. Senator McCory.
Senator McCory votes yes.
Senator McCory votes yes. Representative McCarty.
Representative McCarty votes yes.
Representative McCarty votes yes. Senator Berthel.
Senator Berthel votes yes.
Senator Berthel votes yes. Thank you. Representative Berry.
Representative Barry votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Berry votes yes. Senator Doherty Abrams. Senator Doherty Abrams. Representative Belinsky.
Representative Belinsky votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Belinsky votes yes. Representative Callahan.
Representative Callahan votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Callahan votes yes.
No.
Representative Candelaria.
Representative Candelaria votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Candelaria votes yes. Representative Carney.
Representative Carney votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Carney votes yes. Senator Champagne.
Senator Champagne votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Champagne votes yes. Representative Cook.
Representative Cook votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Cook votes yes. Representative Comey.
Representative Comey votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Comey votes yes. Representative Curry. Representative Devlin.
Representative Devlin votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Devlin votes yes. Representative Exum.
Representative Exum votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Exum votes yes. Representative Felipe.
Representative Felipe votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Felipe votes yes. Representative Fiorello.
Representative Fiorello votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Fiola votes yes. Senator Flexer.
Senator Flexer votes yes.
Thank you. Senator Flexer votes yes. Representative Jenga.
Representative votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Jenga votes yes. Representative Gibson.
Representative Gibson votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Gibson votes yes. Representative Haynes.
Representative Haynes votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Haynes votes yes. Representative Harding.
Representative Harding votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Harding votes yes. Representative Johnson.
Representative Johnson votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Johnson votes yes. Representative Kennedy. Representative Kennedy.
Representative Kennedy votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Kennedy votes yes. Senator Kushner. Senator Kushner. Representative Leeper.
Representative Leeper votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Leeper votes yes. Representative McGee.
Representative McGee votes yes.
Thank you. Representative McGee votes yes. Representative Napoli.
Representative Napoli votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Napoli votes yes. Representative Nolan.
Representative Nolan votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Nolan votes yes. Representative Jason Parker.
Representative Parker votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Jason Parker votes yes. Representative Pettit.
Representative Pettit votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Pettit votes yes. Representative Manny Sanchez.
Representative Manny Sanchez votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Manny Sanchez votes yes. Representative Frank Smith.
Representative Frank Smith votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Frank Smith votes yes. Representative Beach.
Representative Beach votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Beach votes yes. Representative Welander.
Representative Welander votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Welander votes yes. Senator Winfield. And Senator Miller. Senator Miller?
Miller votes yes.
Thank you. Senator Miller votes yes. Mr. Chair?
Yes, yes, Madam Secretary.
Yes, we are all set.
We're all set?
Yes.
All right. Again, thanks, Education Committee. Luz will be reaching out to you to let you know our next time we're having a public hearing or meeting. I believe is Wednesday. Is that right, Luz?
Yes, we have our public hearing on Wednesday, the 17th.
And what time does the public hearing start?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yes.
So we'll see everybody on Shamrock Day at 10 o'clock. Be bright and early. Hopefully we'll move just as well as the prior to. I think that will be our last public hearing, I believe, for the year, as of right now. But it seems like that's going to be our last one. All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Representative Belinsky had his hand up. Representative Belinsky.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to break in. I'm not certain if we're keeping votes open, but I believe I missed one. So I just wanted to touch base and
no problem
and ask when I can contact our clerk.
Well, we're at the end of concluding this particular meeting. Right when it's over, the votes will be held open to 2 o'clock. So let us conclude this, and then you can get your vote in. Representative McCarty.
Oh, no, that I was just going to point out that Representative Belinsky had his hand up and asked for if you would repeat that the votes were going to be held open. So you did it all. So thank you very much.
Right. People think the same way. My mama told me. Any other questions, comments, or anyone else on the committee?
Just don't forget to wear green on Wednesday.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you. We'll see you on Wednesday at 10 o'clock.
Okay. Take care. Those of you that need to vote, stay on.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
right, have a good day.
Rep. Sanchez, do you want to just make note that the meeting is in recess?
The meeting is in recess.
Perfect, thank you.
And we have a
you.
number of people that are staying behind because they either missed the vote. I know you're all busy in other committees, so we'll see you Wednesday.
Thank you.
Provision of
Mr.
private
Chair.
out-of-state providers who may intend.
Okay,
Luz, can I
Representative,
vote? Oh,
yeah, hold on, Representative Belinsky.
Eligibility and credentials.
Thank
However, who private
Representative Belinsky, you missed a vote
Yes, I
on
did.
House
Which
Bill
one?
number 6559, an act implementing the recommendations of the Office of Early Childhood, which is a JFS to the floor, LCO 5038.
Rep. Belinsky votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Belinsky votes yes. Senator Abrams, I believe that is the only vote you missed, Representative Belinsky.
I believe that's true. The consent calendar vote?
Yes. Give me just a minute, Senator Abrams.
comes down to the clinical
I just
impression
want to confirm with Representative
provider
Belinsky.
of care with respect to each individual patient.
Representative Belinsky, you're all set.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
See you later.
Senator Abrams,
Senator Darty Abrams votes yes.
thank you. Senator Abrams votes yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one. And Senator Manny Sanchez, you missed House Bill number 6535, an act concerning issues related to school security, which is a JFS to approach, LCO 5040. How do you cast your vote?
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Thank you. Yes, that is the only vote you missed.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Where students.
Luz, I'm all set then, right?
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Give me just a minute. Okay.
Oh, Luz, real quick, if you wouldn't mind, just.
Hold on, Dallas.
Go for it.
Hold on. Give me a minute. Okay, just a reminder that we're still live streaming on YouTube until everybody comes back in to vote. Because I'm missing a couple of people from voting.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind letting me know if Senator Kushner or Winfield cast their vote, I'll go get the minutes typed up and send
Sure.
over a copy.
Awesome, thank you.
All right.
All right, Luz, I'm gonna hop off as well. If you need anything, just give me a call.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. No way.
I keep it in my bag. I keep it everywhere. Little packets like that.
Oh, that's funny.
Hello.
Hey, how are
Welcome,
you?
Representative Curry.
Hi.
So,
I'm a yes on everything.
I'm sorry?
I'm a yes on everything.
Okay, thank you, Representative Curry.
Were there any votes that were like party line split, or were we all basically in agreement?
You guys were basically on agreement.
Fantastic. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
All right, have a good day.
Hello, Senator Winfield, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good, good. So I'm gonna read to you the bills, okay?
Yep.
So I have, there was a roll call on House Bill number 6559, an act implementing the recommendations of the Office of Early Childhood, which is a JFS, to the floor, LCO 5038.
Yep. I cast my vote in the affirmative on that.
Okay. And then the second one was also a roll call vote. It is House Bill number 6535, an act concerning issues related to school security. It's a JFS to appropriations, LCO 5040.
I cast my vote in affirmative on that.
Okay, thank you. And then the last one was the consent calendar, which carried 3 bills. That was House Bill number 6534, raise an act concerning emergency action plans for interscholastic and intramural athletic events, which is a JF to the floor. House Bill number 6558, an act concerning issues relating to the provision of early childhood education and services in Connecticut, JFS to appropriations. And finally, House Bill number 6559, raise an act implementing the recommendations of the Office of Early Childhood, JFS to the floor, LCO 5038.
Great. Thank you.
How would you cast your vote?
In the affirmative.
Thank you. And you're all set? Thank you, Senator Whitfield.
Have a great afternoon.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Representative Jenga? Hello? Hi, Representative. You're muted. But if you can hear me, you're all set. You cast your vote on all of it, all the bills.
Okay, I wanted to double check with you because I went in and out a couple times.
Yeah.
And I left you a message on your work phone, so ignore it.
Okay, thank you. But you're all set. Have a good day.
Okay, our next meeting I know is the public hearing on Wednesday.
Correct.
But at 10 o'clock. But
Yes.
do we have a meeting date set after that?
Yes, we have a committee meeting following projected, a tentative meeting on the 22nd to JF Bills.
Okay, 22nd
22nd, you got it.
at 10 o'clock,
At 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good one.
You do a good job, Luz. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Senator Kushner.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you for coming in.
Yes,
So-
I'm sorry, I was in 2 other meetings. I apologize,
Yes,
it took me so long.
I know. So I need your vote on 2 roll calls. I'm gonna run them by you. So the roll call vote was for House Bill number 6559, an act implementing the recommendations of the Office of Early Childhood. That is a JFS to the floor with LCO number 5038.
I'm voting yes.
Okay, thank you, Representative Kushner. The second one is another roll call. It is House Bill number 6535, an act concerning issues relating to school security with a JFS 2 appropriations LC number 5040.
Thank you, I will be voting yes.
Okay, thank you. And then the final one, it was the consent calendar, which has 3 bills. And that is Senate Bill 945, which is an act implementing the recommendations of the Department of Education, which is a JF to the floor. House Bill number 6534, an act concerning emergency action plans for interscholastic and intramural athletic events. That is JF to the floor. And finally, House Bill number 6558, raise an act concerning issues relating to the provisions of early childhood education and services in Connecticut, JFS 2 appropriations, LC number 5055.
Thank you, and I'll be voting yes.
Okay, thank you. And that
Thank you.
you are all set. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Have a
take
good
care.
one. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye-bye.